Ugh.
In the morning, their mother gave them a slice of bread and led them deep into the forest once again. Hansel broke
Things are
his
getting
bread
weird.
into pieces and left a trail of breadcrumbs to lead them safely home. But hungry-eyed birds snatched up the breadcrumbs and his trail was destroyed.
What darn, dude.
Abandoned by their parents and unable to find the trail home, the children wandered in the forest for 3 days.
3 days. Everything seems alright. I mean, sort of alright so
The
far. I
children
mean, I know
stumbled
something's
into
off,
a
but
clearing with an exceedingly strange
alright. Not too
house.
spooky yet.
Its walls were made of gingerbread, and its windows were panes of clear sugar. Hansel, desperately hungry, ran forward and began to nibble on the walls.
Oh yeah, sure. Just do that.
Nibble, nibble, little mouse. Who is nibbling at my house? An old woman emerged from the house, sniffing the air and peering around with cloudy eyes. Oh, you dear children, who brought you here? Just come in and stay with me. No harm will come to you.
Lies!
But
Lies and
Hansel
deceit.
and Gretel stayed back, for the old woman reminded them of their cruel mother. Come, children, don't be afraid. I have something for you. The old woman offered them 2 enormous lollipops. The children took them and began to eat. You see, nothing to fear here. Come inside, the old woman urged, and the children, still licking their sweets.
Now you're cannibal! What?
Once inside the house, the old woman She stuffed Hansel into a cage and put Gretel to work, sweeping and cleaning her hut. Your brother will make a good mouthful, the old witch told Gretel. Once he is fattened up,
There's a bump in the ride, that's all. It's fine, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Time passed, and poor Hansel refused to eat, fearing the day that the witch would eat him. The witch, for her part, grew impatient. Today I will cook and eat your brother, Gretel. Climb inside and light the oven. But Gretel pretended not to understand. I do not know how. Where is the opening? Fool, the old witch said. The opening is here. And she moved to show Gretel. Seizing her courage, brave Gretel gave the witch a shove, and the old crone tumbled forward into the oven.
Dun,
Gretel
dun.
slid a large iron bolt over the door.
And thus Grant Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, the
Gretel
movie was born.
freed her brother Hansel, and together they lit a fire beneath the oven. And though she screamed and begged,
It wasn't.
the
It was a
children sat
movie.
by the
It wasn't
oven
that great.
until her screams had stilled, and the witch was cooked. And then, because even children can't survive on sweets, they divided up the body of the old witch and ate her.
I don't remember that. Callum, you arsehole, get back here. Hi. How are you? Alright. That seems fine. I'll just get off here then, shall I? Dismount. You know, I'll just, you know. I'll just leave, right? Right? Eh. We'll just go.
Callum! Hansel and Gretel. I used to read it to Callum when the electricity was shut off. Those poor children. The whole world against them. The forest, the birds, the old witch, even their own parents. I used to imagine that Callum and I were the kids in that story. Not mother and son, but brother and sister, hand in hand against the unkind world. We were always hungry, looking for our own house made of candy, looking for the sweetness that could take the pain away. Hunger leads people to desperate, terrible places where the tree branches reach like claws.
That's a statement. Okay, so I think we're at sort of like the back of the park. At least in the secret world, the back of the park is where this water hole is. Where they have like swans and stuff that are sort of kind of
Another
there.
accident. This place.
Despite the constant interruptions to work, Atlantic Island Park will be opening on time. The governor is booked to cut the ribbon, so the only real question is whether we will have any customers. I'm not truly worried. The customers will come out of simple curiosity. I decided what was needed from the band writings of Archie Henderson. It's astonishing to think that resonance of positive emotions can be used to fuel such a process. Henderson himself chose to use negative, and that caused some of the taint that still lingers in this place. And I will not make his mistakes. Very soon, I'll know if this has all been for nothing. Is that bear? I don't... Alright, that seems like normal. Oh. 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 I mean, that's kind of a normal thing to see when you're playing the MMO, but, you know, when this is... I guess this is slightly before this place went to shite. Because the Atlantic Island Park was not doing good for a while before the zombies came. But... I mean, probably the fact that the zombies came in all made it sort of... it's the Octotron. Yeah, everything's kind of not in the same place that I remember it being in. And the Octotron is like a mini-boss in the game, if I remember right. Yeah, it was great.
Mommy needs to see you, Callum. This old thing used to make the blood run to my head. Make me dizzy. The guy just snapped. Those poor kids.
Norma Creed! We were waiting for our turn on the ride. Frank, me, and the boys. This fellow in the chipmunk suit is making an ice carving while people took photographs. Lawrence wanted to go over to him, but I've always been a bit wary of those suits. They give me the creeps. It's silly, I know. Anyway, Chipmunk Man, he was carving and plucking away at the eyes, and then we thought he was making some animal, like a tiger or a lion. As more and more ice fell away, and when you first looked, it was like a human face smiling out of the block of ice. The more you looked at it, the more you saw there was something not quite right about the proportions, something unnatural that made your heart begin to beat just a little faster. Like you were prey, and that thing in the ice was a hunter. But then those teenagers walked up, and one of them made a face at the carving and said something rude to the guy in the chipmunk suit. And then, well, he went berserk. For a few moments, it was a chaos. Everybody was running away from the guy who had one of the teenagers on the ground. He was stabbing with the ice pick, and blood was spraying, and people were screaming. Frank and I had the kids, and we were dragging them away as fast as we could. And the last thing I saw before Frank dragged me away was that the eyeball of those poor kids landed on the ice sculpture, making the horrible creature look more or less alive. Well, that's nice. Norma Creed is a character in the Secret World. She's kind of a badass granny with a shotgun who's like burning a pyre of zombie bodies. She's pretty cool. Although, unfortunately, for some reason she resisted the call of the zombies and everyone else in her family became zombies, so...
Not playing anymore, Callum.
So, yeah, sucks in that respect. Can you ride this? Oh, we can decrease the speed or increase it. That's...
I can't get on while it's moving.
Oh, well, derpify. Are you gonna stop? Alright. Yay, let's ride the Octotron. It'll be fun. Nothing at all wrong is going to happen. Honestly, in amusement parks, I can't really stand, this route will probably be fine, but I have some difficulty with, like, going upside down in roller coasters. Ugh. Whee! What? Wait! What? It's the boogeyman! It was back. Arsehole. Of course, I mean, it could have just been nothing.
Where are you? Stop, Callum!
Well, I guess he's not this way.
Treachery hides in thoughts. Treachery that lashes like a whip and scars our insides. The first time I saw Callum, my thoughts betrayed me. I looked down at this wrinkled, red, bawling thing and I thought, is that it? We build our world from expectations, and the world that I had built for Callum was no different. He was so real, so there, and so far from my expectations. And they shattered, and as they fell in pieces, that one treacherous thought became a new foundation. All of the love that we shared, all of the warmth and goodness that followed, built on a single, traitorous thought.
Waiting for you.